So just started filming right at the end of the last video you guys watched. So got the swather going. Anyway, I'm gonna jump on the almond harvester. Haven't really done much to it. Haven't been able to because we well, we had a little incident with the harrow bed. I don't think I talked about it. We had a little fire on top of the engine. Had some material build up close to the exhaust and caught on fire. The harrow bed's fine. We was down for a little while, but we had to jump on that and get it done. So yeah, it's out there. I mean, we fixed it, we ran it, but we had to replace some wiring harnesses and some other things. Like I said, it wasn't that bad. It actually was running, you know, after we got the fire out. And that was a good thing too. Robert and Cameron reacted well. They had their fire extinguishers with them, and they, you know, got the fire out before it took the whole thing with it. So we had to focus on that. We actually took the harvester out of the shop to get the harrow bed back going. It was back up and running, I don't know, 4 or 5 days after the fire. So it's no big deal. Everybody was fine. Nobody got hurt. Machine's fine. A friend of ours, he covered for us and hauled the bales out that we needed to get hauled out while we were fixing it. So anyway, now we got to get this thing done. So I'm just going through taking some of these rollers out. Cameron and I had taken it apart a while back, part of the way. We got to get these rollers changed on the inside. That one over there, I don't know if you can see, it's flat. It quit spinning. And then right here, this white UH&W, it's a side seal, so it keeps the nuts from falling out to the side, you know, when the almonds are coming over the top or going on the chain. But I don't know what happened. The adjustment for this whole chain was causing it to slide over, so it kind of wore a groove into the seal. So we're going to change it, which you can see it, you know, there's a real tight gap there and a bigger gap over here. So when we put this back, we just need to make sure that we center it. So if you want to get it to go that way, you know, you would tighten this up or bring this roller back, and that would push this chain over that way. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I don't know, I haven't had to delve into this machine too much, so I'm trying to figure out what's the easiest way to do this. I think I'm gonna take all the rollers out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on each side, and that'll drop the chain, so maybe it'll sit on these cross beams. And then I think from the top I can climb in and get to these bolts, these little ones right here, because that's what holds the side seal in. So that's what we're going to try to do. Okay. Okay, yeah, you can see a little better. There's a little groove in that. This side's okay, it's pretty much untouched. Like I said, this chain slid over that way and just rubbed into it. And I don't know, it might be okay, but with as many acres we have to cover, probably ought to change it. It gets worse down there too. The groove's a lot bigger. This looks like fun. Alright, I gotta figure out how to get in there. You know, I got these AirPods. I know they've been out for a while, but I never was into them. But my wife and I, well, my wife actually won them in a drawing. She gave them to me. But these things are cool, man. I like these things because for me, I'm usually on the phone all the time, and you know, like this, trying to work just sucks. And these are handy. Plus, you can listen to music and rock out. All right. Now, I think this door comes up. I think I can lay in there. This one comes up. I don't know if it. Yeah, it wouldn't make a difference to unbolt it. All right, I'm gonna flip this big door up and see if that does any good. These harvesters, they have us. I can't talk with this thing in my ear. These harvesters have the suction fan up there, which I think you guys had seen. I showed the blades and stuff. So this right here is your suction door, your vacuum door. So this harvester has a electric actuator, you know, that's going to set how high or low that door is. So that's going to increase or decrease the suction on the fan. You know, if you want to, the wind closes the door. It's always kind of spooky. I think someone's in here. That's going to change how hard the fan's, you know, pulling debris and stuff out of the almonds as they're going by. So I think I can unbolt that somehow and then flip this whole thing up. We need to look at that anyway, the actuator, because there's a code coming up on the screen that it's jammed. I think you can take those apart and probably bring them up. I hope so, because I think that from the dealer, that thing's like $1,000 bucks. So, see if we can fix it. All right, see if we can get this open more for me. Now I can get in there. Cozy. Alright, well, there's the belly of the beast. So yeah, see, we got to change, not this side, this side. Yeah, see that groove? That's no good. This isn't gonna be too bad, but this is gonna be a two-person job. I don't think I can. Yeah, I can see their Phillips heads, and there's nuts on the other side. So I'm gonna need some help. So this may have to wait until Monday. Today's Saturday. All right. Well, we'll pick this up on Monday. See you guys then. Oh look, flat tire. It must be Monday. Hey guys, yeah, it's Monday morning. I'm at the shop. I'm gonna put a little diesel and def in the rake tractors, and got guys coming in to jump on them. They gotta rake a little bit of alfalfa, and then one guy's gonna go home because he's gonna come back to Bale tonight, and then Andrea, who's Robert's daughter, she's gonna keep on raking grass, and that's what the balers have on the menu for tonight. They're gonna rake some grass and some alfalfa. So, and then swathers are in the yard for a couple days, so gotta check them out a little bit and see what else the day brings. So yeah, we're gonna get some diesel and some def in these things, and they're gonna be here in about 20 minutes. And I gotta air that tire up, it's flat. So let's get to it. all situated. They're on their way there. I'm in front of them. I'm gonna go check the alfalfa that they're gonna go rake, because I don't know why lately, just the way the weather's been, we've been able to rake and bale a lot in the morning. I don't know that we're gonna be able to do that today, just because I'm already starting to see like moisture setting in on my truck. Although the field we got to rake, it's kind of in an area that for some reason doesn't seem like it gets as much dew in the morning as other places. But you know, the sun's just about to come up, and that's typically the wettest part of the day. So if you're going to get any moisture, that's when you're going to get it right now. But anyway, we're going to go check it out, and if I think I can bale, I'm going to call the baler drivers in and see what happens. All right. Let's see. Nope, too wet. Too wet to bale. Nice to rake though. This cutting's excuse me, a little light in some places. So when the hay's little like that, it's actually nice when it's kind of wet to rake it, because it seems like it rakes a little bit easier. So yeah, it's a little smaller cutting this time, but that's all right. But yeah, it's definitely too wet to rake, but that's all right. Rake a little bit of moisture into it. Maybe the guys will be able to start earlier tonight. So all right, well, now I'm gonna go back to the shop, and I need to switch our swather headers around. So we're gonna be second cutting in between the pistachio trees. So I'm gonna go stick the little header on. I don't know what's going on with the screen, but the little icon looks like a New Holland. We're in a case. It's never looked like that before. It's always shown it as a case, so I don't know. Sometimes these computers and stuff do wacky things. Weird. I don't know. Alright, where are we gonna put this thing? That looks like a good spot. It's always easy to unhook. It's easy to hook it up too if you got two people. It's a little harder by yourself. Let's see how easy I can do this. Oh look, it's identifying as a Case IH again. Oh good. These tractors these days and their identity problems. I don't know. Alright, well, fire it up, set the flotation. I think I got greased and checked out before we parked it, but I do need to blow the radiator out in the tractor part of it. So, oh, and I do have to change settings. So this header has smaller turtles on it, excuse me, than the other one. So yeah, the other one has 24s. This has the older ones, which is the 20s. All it does is allows you to run your header RPM, I think, up to like 3,200, where the other headers are only like 26. Reason being, these turtles are smaller, so they got to spin faster, you know, to get the crop in. So that's it. So, all right, set the float, fire it up, check it out, and hopefully get it to the field and get cutting. And maybe we gotta clean this window up. It's kind of hard to see out of it. Running out. It's out. All right, well, I'm gonna put the camera down for a bit. Got a little bit more to grease, and then kind of look the head over real quick, and then I'll just probably catch up with you guys out in the field. That looks nice. Nice big heavy windrow. So yeah, here's the pistachios with the alfalfa in between them, one of the fields. So I think I talked about this a little bit a few videos back, but didn't really film much. So yeah, the growers got alfalfa planted. There's actually a drip hose under the ground that they irrigate with. So these pistachios themselves won't show or bear any fruit, you know, maybe 6-7 years, I think. So this grower decided to plant some hay in between, you know, because you got all this space that's open. So especially on a year like this year with the way that alfalfa prices are, pretty good deal. So this is a first year field, this one, but there's other ones that we've been doing for 3 years now. So we have the smaller header on the swather. The trees are 19 feet apart, and I believe it's a 15-foot strip of hay planted. So we put our small head on to fit. Yeah, and then we come in after it dries. We usually let it sit a little bit longer than we normally would to bale it. We just let it dry, come in and bale it, and then the bales have to get pushed to the side so they can be picked up. So the customer has a guy on a tractor, and he just comes over and just nudges the bales over, and we pick them up. So yeah, this is a nice lush green, beautiful crop. Swather's doing a good job. Yeah, it looks good. Looks really good. So this is the first one of I don't know, 6, 7, 8 fields or something like that. So it takes a little bit longer. Well, the cutting's not longer because there's a row every 19 feet. So the cutting's a little bit faster. The baling takes a little bit longer. The road siding takes longer too, because you can't, if there's a bale here and a bale there, you can't jump around and get them. You're committed to the row because there's not enough room in between, to jump across. So can't do that. But like I tell everybody, it's a job, it's work, and I appreciate it. This header, there's not a lot of them around. They're kind of hard to find. I've been wanting to find another one just to have 2 of them, but I'm glad I hung on to it because I almost sold it a couple years ago. I noticed this morning there was some sheet metal that cracked just from vibrations over the years, so that's the noise you hear. It's nothing, no bearings or nothing going out. It's just the sheet metal that was cracked. So I think when we get done, we'll put a patch on it. But anyway, yeah, that's a little more in depth about the alfalfa and the pistachios. So, all right, well, I'm gonna head back to the shop. I gotta grab a service trailer and take it to a machine shop because we're gonna have some different tanks built for it. I got this idea for almond harvest. I'll tell you guys about it later. So let's get to doing that. It's Monday. Let's go see what the big boss is doing. She's here. Say hi.
Hi.
Wesley, say hi to the camera.
Hi.
Say hi to Rhett. I think Rhett watches these videos.
Hi.
Say hi, Rhett.
Hi, Rhett.
It's summer vacation.
Hey, why aren't you guys in school?
Because we're out of school.
What?
Yeah.
You dropped out? You better go back to school. Well, the guys bailed a little bit this morning. They got one field bailed up. They got, I don't know, 95 acres or so bailed up, grass field. Got kind of dry on them after that, so they're going to come back tonight. But Harrowbed and Retriever out here, they're picking them up. So thought I would swing by and just check it out. Hey, Robert. Looks pretty good. They still got a little ways to go yet, but they're getting it. Cameron's having to make a fairly long haul. I don't know, my truck says it's 89 degrees, but that Retriever, excuse me, doesn't like it when it gets warm, and he's got to haul it, you know, a decent ways. I'm gonna check in and see how it's doing. Hey, Cameron, you there?
Go ahead.
How's the truck doing on temperature hauling that far?
It's like 215, 220. I mean, it's fairly normal. It might get a little warmer, but I don't think it'll overheat, you know?
Yeah, I don't know, my truck says it's 90 right now, so it's not real hot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll get hotter than 230. So it's like right now it's running about 220, but on my way back it cools down to 215.
All right. How's everything with the harrow bed, Robert? No hiccups or nothing?
No, running good. It's running about 185.
All right. That's kind of normal for that thing, or you think that gauge is working any different since we put the right sensor in it?
Actually, right now it's running for about 10 degrees cooler than what it used to run.
Yeah, I bet that old sensor it had to be reading wrong, I bet.
Yeah, it could be.
Alright. Yeah, the Bale wagon, we were a little worried that we might start having these little...
Yeah, I haven't even turned on my little fan yet.
Oh, the transcooler. Alright. Anyway, we were a little worried that we were going to start having these little problems with it, after having a fire and putting, a couple wiring harnesses in it. We were kind of like, oh man, I don't know, this thing might act, be like a cheap flashlight or something. It works good when it's working, but everything's been fine, and we figured out that maybe it had the wrong temperature sensor in it. There was a serial number break because we put a new one in it, and man, it would peg over to the red, but it wasn't hot. You know, we checked it with a temp gun, and we're like, this thing, it's got to be running like 20 degrees cooler than what it says. And that's when we figured out there was a serial number break on the sensor, so we put the new sensor in it, and yeah, it read a lot, you know, read normal what it was supposed to, but we think it might have had the wrong one in it to begin with, because like Robert said, he said it's running cooler than it normally does. And then what he mentioned, he hasn't turned his fan on yet. This harrow bed has a transmission cooler in it that the guy before us that I bought it from, he had it. His driver put a trans cooler in it, and makes a big difference, especially like if we're hauling soft fields and it's hot. When you turn the trans cooler on, the engine temperature goes down quite a bit, you know, because I think this harrow bed, I think the transmission oil, I don't know if it's cooled through the radiator, you know, not like some cars are, but anyway, it'll bring the engine temperature down about 5 or 10 degrees, so it makes a big difference. We're actually thinking about putting one on the retriever just to kind of help, and to protects that, you know, very, very, very expensive Allison transmission. So we'll see. But yep, they're getting it picked up. The balers are going to come back out tonight, and anyway, I'm going to end this one right here, so I'll catch up with you guys next time. Thanks.